Let's bring in P-Rae Easley, a Chicago resident. P-Rae, glad to have you on the show. So you hear President Trump saying, listen, he's willing to go in and help Chicago the same way he helped D.C., but he's getting pushback from the governor, Pritzker, and Mayor Brandon Johnson. And now he's saying, well, maybe if they don't want my help, we don't give them help. Why wouldn't they want someone to come in and help this problem be solved?
Because obviously they're benefiting from the chaos. Think about it. Our governor has been in charge for a while. Our mayor has a platform that puts the migrants before the American people. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do on his campaign website. And because they're failing the American people, we deserve help. We don't have to live like this. And if President Trump wants to come with troops and prosecutors, because we want just as many indictments as there are arrests, then that's what we want. Don't listen to J.B. Pritzker. Don't listen to Brandon Johnson. We asked Brandon Johnson to give us the ability to vote on whether or not we were going to remain a sanctuary city, and they deaded that in the city council because this is their plan. It seems like they want to bankrupt the American taxpayers in order to force us to pay for our replacements. And we say absolutely not.
Certainly something going on. I want to put this up because I think it's very instructive. This is not just the shootings in Chicago over the weekend, but it's kind of a timeline, P-Rae, and I want to get your comments on this. We gave the times here, and some of these shootings, there are 26 of them in all, are 4 minutes apart. Some are 16, 17 minutes apart in some of the same old areas. I mean, you know, you look at these numbers, you have the mayor and the governor keep saying Chicago is fine, but you say different, and the numbers say different.
Every number is a bad number. Right now, the city of Chicago is touting the lower crime by saying that we're at the same rates we were at in 2014. In 2014, my first cousin, Abraham Cooper, was murdered in the city of Chicago, an Operation Legend that President Trump sent to the city during the last administration solved that crime. Each person that dies is a grieving family. No grieving families are acceptable. So for them to say, well, we don't need help because violence is down, because murders are down, people are still being hurt, people are still being murdered, drugs are still being sold, humans are still being trafficked. So what is the baseline? And their baseline is confusion, and we want safety. So thank you, President Trump. We can't wait to see you. Please don't listen to them, but we're also asking you for protection, because yesterday our governor did a press conference and he said that they are taking the names and making a list of people who support the president. So I'm asking the president and everybody in America to pray for our safety and security as we fight to get justice in our city.
You say that each family that has some kind of a victim is devastated. Now, I want to put this in context for you. This is a Fox News op-ed by Douglas McKinnon talking about Chicago's crime crisis. He says, Chicago's crime crisis, national disgrace. Trump must step in now. It goes on, 40,000 men, women, and children murdered in just one American city. Again, that is not a statistic. It is a killed in action report from a foreign war. As the Chicago Sun-Times once reported, the risk of a man 18 to 29 years old dying in a shooting in the most violent zip code in Chicago was higher than the death rate for U.S. soldiers in the Afghanistan war. That is pretty sobering right there, P-Rae.
Correct. My cousins were killed in that zip code. That's what I'm saying to America. This is my real life. I've lost an uncle to Chicago crime. I've lost 2 first cousins to Chicago crime. I've lost distant family members, friends, neighbors. And what they want us to do is find comfort in this chaos and normalize this trauma. And we're not doing it anymore. We don't have to do this, guys. We are American people. But if we get rid of the problem, then those who are being paid right now to solve the problem won't be paid anymore. And that's why we need our president to come here right now and do a forensic audit to find out who's getting paid and who's benefiting from this crime, because right now we're grieving.
You know, we equate this a lot to the border crisis, where the Democrats for 4 years told us there was no solution. You had to have legislation. That was the only way to shut down the border. Trump did it on day one. Kind of the same here. They're saying there's no solution. We're working at it. Is it embarrassment? Are they embarrassed, Johnson and Pritzker?
Yes.
What's your takeaway of this, P-Rae?
I think that they're very embarrassed. I think that they thought that we weren't going to be successful in our quest to get federal help. And now that it's here, everybody's going, uh-oh. But I want everybody to remember that everyone who is telling our president not to come to the city of Chicago has had a chance to make a solution in the legislative body. These people are not celebrities. These are paid representatives to the government, and this is their job to come up with the solutions. Obviously, the solutions that they're choosing aren't working, and we have to move on to a different body of government. It's quite simple. I don't understand why anybody would be for making the streets less safe. We want to get this cartel out of here. We know that the heroin highway runs directly through the west side of Chicago, and they are trafficking $2 billion worth of heroin a year out of our community. Imagine what that looks like, America. That looks like overdosing. That looks like violence. That looks like people leaning. That looks like people rocking. That looks like people dying. We don't want to live like this. They're trafficking guns. They're trafficking humans. It's crazy. So thank you, President Trump, for caring about the safety and security of the people on the west side of Chicago, and we can't wait until you get here. You're about to get a king's welcome.
It looks a lot like Medellin, Colombia, 1992. P-Rae, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.